Module 4. Speaking mathematically, 5 times 5 is equal to 5 squared. So this is also read as 5 to the second power or 5 squared. 9 times 9 is also equal to, this is read as 9 to the third power or 9 cubed. 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 is equal to, this is read as 4 to the fourth power. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, this is read as 2 to the fifth power. So, paano ba sinusulat ang bawat isa sa kanila? Kung mapapansin mo, from our examples, we have here sa 5 multiplied by 5, then we have 5 to the squared. So, we have the big number and then the smaller number which is written on the upper right-hand corner, upper right-hand, ng big numbers na to. So, these are all mathematical or numerical expressions. Okay. So, 5, as you can see, this is the common factors nitong dalawang factors na to. Okay. Na minultiply natin ng dalawang beses, kaya ang exponent niya ay 2. Then, we have also this one, 9. Siya yung common factors nitong tatlo na to, na tatlong beses minultiply. That's why we have 3 as the exponent, as well as for our example number 3 and our example number 4. So, let us have now the example number 5. Example number 4. So, 2 multiplied by 2, multiplied by 2, multiplied by 2, multiplied by 2. This is written in the expanded form or long notation form. Pinahaba siya. In-expand siya. Okay. So, this is also equal to 32. So, itong product na to, this is what we call the power. So, yung tinatawag na product of the equal factors. Equal factors dahil sa pare-parehas ang kanilang factors. So, that's why this is called the power. But then, since that this is in the expanded form, we can write it in an abbreviated form or in the shortcut form. Okay. So, we can write this as the 32 or the 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 or the 32 can be written also as 2 to the fifth power. So this is now what we call the exponential notation. Exponential notation is the abbreviated form of writing the numbers from the expanded form. Okay, pinaikli siya. Since na pare-parehas naman yung mga factors na ating minumultiply, so we're just going to write it in a short way, in an abbreviated way. So this is what we call the exponential notation. So ano ba ang nasa exponential notation? On the exponential notation, this 2 is what we call the base. Siya yung common factor o yung paulit-ulit na minumultiply. Then, 5 is the exponent. Ito yung nagsasabi kung ilang beses na ginamit si base as a factor or kung ilang beses na minultiply si base sa kanyang sarili. Okay? So, we have now the expanded form. This is the power. Exponential notation wherein there is a base. Then, the exponent which is written on the upper right hand of the base. Then, which tells how many times the base is used as a factor. Let us have the following example. So, write in exponential form. So, these examples are written in expanded form or in long notation form. So, let us now write the following and the exponential form. How are we now going to write this from the expanded form into an exponential form or exponential notation? Okay, so this is the long notation or the expanded form. Paano natin sila isusulat? Okay, so we have now titignan, unang-una ay identify natin ano yung variables na ginamit. So in this case, the variables na ginamit ay ang A. Yun ang kanyang common. Okay, pare-parehas na A. So we're just going to write A. Then, for the exponent, we're going to count ilang beses na ginamit si base as a factor. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Since sa 7 times ginamit si base as a factor, therefore, we're going to write 7 dito sa taas ni A. So, A will be the base and 7 is the exponent. Number 2, 8. So, we have 8 as the base. Since sa si 8 ay twice na ginamit as a factor, we're going to write 2 dito sa taas ni 8 as the exponent. Then, we have B as the variable. Since sa si B ay isang beses lang siya ginamit as a factor, of course, we're going to write 1 as the exponent. But since the 1 ang kanyang exponent, we don't need to write 1 as the exponent because this is the invisible exponent. Automatic na 1 ang kanyang exponent. Then we have also the variable C. Since sa si C ay ginamit siya twice as a base, so we're going to write 2. So this is already the the exponential form. Okay, another example for our number 3, we have the base x, yun ang variable si ginamit. Then 1, 2, 3, 3 times si ginamit si x as a base, so that will be our exponent. And then we have also y. Since sa si y ay ginamit siya na 4 ng beses as a base or as a factor, we're going to write 4, and this will be their exponent. So these are all written on the expanded form, and these are already the exponential notation. Baliktarin naman natin. How are we now going to write this exponential notation into an expanded form? Okay, so we're going to check first ano yung mga ginamit na base. So, for our example number 1, 7x to the 5th power. Ginamit na base si 7. Okay, so we're going to write 7. Ginamit, since na ang exponent is 7 ay 1, which is an invisible exponent, isang beses lang natin isusulat si 7 or gagamitin si 7 as a base. Then, multiply. Always remember, when we are expanding the exponential form, we're going to write only on the multiplication process, okay? Because expanded form, this is in the repeated multiplication. Then we have also the variable x, so we write x. Since sa si x ay ginamit siya, ang exponent ni x ay 5, we're going to use x as a base 5 times. So we have 1, x multiplied by x, multiplied by x, multiplied by x, multiplied by x. For our number 2, we have a. The exponent of a is 2, so we're going to multiply a twice. We have b. Since the exponent ni b ay 3, we're going to multiply b thrice. Next one, we have 10 as the base. Since sa si 10, ang exponent niya ay 5, so we're going to write 10, or we're going to use 10 as a base 5 times. So this is under exponential notation, and this is already under expanded form. Okay, so let us have the following. Complete the table. So given the expanded form, so we have on the expanded form 5 multiplied by 5. If we're going to make this as an exponential notation, the common factors is 5. So that will be 5. Since sa si 5 ay twice na ginamit, so we have now 5 squared. Then the base is 5. Our exponent is 2. When we are going to evaluate, we are going to find the power or the result or the product of the equal factors. So we have 5 times 5 is equal to 25. Exponential notation for number 2, negative 4 raised to the 3rd power. The base is negative 4 and our exponent is 3. Okay, take a look that ang negative sign ay nasa labas ng parenthesis, which means that hindi kasama si negative sign na ginamit as a base. That's why we did not include, we did not use the parenthesis dito pagdating sa exponential notation. Dahil si 4 lamang ang ginamit as a base 3 times. That's why 4 is, that's why the exponent, which is 3, ay nandito lamang sa taas ni 4. Okay? Hindi kasama na imumultiply na 3 beses si negative sign. Then, if we're going to evaluate, this is already negative. 4 times 4 times 4 is equal to 64. So, we have negative 64. Number 3. So, you can see here, negative 3 is the common factor. So, we're going to write it as negative 3. At since si negative 3 ay ginamit siya as a base 4 times, so, kasama si negative at kasama si 3, we're going to write them inside the parentheses. Then, 4 na beses na ginamit si negative 3 as a base, we're going to write 4 as the exponent. So, we have quantity negative 3 to the 4th power. So, our base will be negative 3 and our exponent is 4. If we're going to evaluate, negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 81. Then, we have 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, exponent is 5. We have x, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, our base will be 2 and x. Our exponent is 5. Since na parehas naman silang 5, so we can write the exponent once. Evaluate. We're going to evaluate 2 to the 5th power. Ano ang kanyang power or the product ng equal factors? We have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is equal to 32. X to the 5th power. When we evaluate, we are simplifying the expressions. Okay, 2/3. Since na ginamit si 2/3 na dalawang beses, our exponent will be 2. Our base is 2/3. Our exponent is 2. When we evaluate, we multiply numerator sa numerator, denominator sa denominator. 2 times 2 is 4. All over 3 times 3 is 9. So we have 4 over 9. Last example, we have 3 as the base. 3 is used twice. 1, 2. So yun ang ating exponent. We have A. Minultiply si A ng dalawang beses. So 1, 2. So, yun din ang kanyang exponent. Then, B, since si B ay ginamit lang isang beses, so ang exponent niya is 1, which is an invisible exponent. So, the bases are 3, A, and B. Exponents, we have 1. This belongs to the B, and 2. Yung 2 na to, exponents ni 3 at ni A. We're going to evaluate or simplify the numerical expressions or the mathematical expressions. We multiply 3 times 3 is 9. Then A squared B.